Hello. As promised, what time is it? It's Tuesday, January 12th at 12:28 in the morning. And I was supposed to do a blog in regards to why so many women go unmarried or what my opinions are of it. And I just believe that one of the reasons why is just fear of being let down. Um, our standards being unwavering in what we will accept and won't accept. Me specifically, I grew up with both parents in the home. My mother and father have been married since before I was born. So I grew up in a household with like a typical family structure. Like my dad treated my mom nice. We never went through any issues that I knew of my mother and father like cheating on each other. Like I never saw that growing up. The I didn't learn about stuff like that until I started hanging out with all the little nasty boys in my neighborhood, and they talked so bad about females that I was kind of scared straight to be that chick that didn't want to be the topic of conversation. So I went through life kind of fearing relationships and fearing getting involved with men because, excuse me, even though my dad was good to my mom and he was everything that a dad could be, and he was really my example for what the man in my life should be, meaning that my dad cooks, my dad cleaned, my dad worked a 40-hour a week job. He supported our family, and him and my mom shared the household roles. So and they've been married 25 going on 26 years. So let's fast forward to today, to how I was brought up, and then the boys that brought me up that I grew up around that were my friends, and how they talked about females. And to today, I've only had two real relationships. One relationship lasted for 10 years off and on because I didn't really know how to let go. I didn't know how to pursue another relationship just because I thought nobody could handle me. My standards were very high, and they still are. And I don't think at any point in time you should sacrifice what your standards are. I believe that what we do have to do sometimes is erase that physical silhouette of what we want our Prince Charming to be. There was a point in time where I was like, okay, so my husband is gonna be between 6'3" and 6'6". Take in mind I'm 5'1". He's gonna be 230 pounds, 240 pounds. He's gonna have a great job, make six figures. He's gonna sweep me off my feet. He's gonna be faithful. He's gonna treat me right. He's gonna do everything. Everything is gonna fall into place just like that. And what I came to realize is you can't really put a physical limitation on who your husband is going to be or who your Prince Charming is going to be. My last relationship was completely opposite from anybody I thought I'd ever date. He's not that much taller than me. Probably like 5'8", 5'7", 5'8". Didn't hold a traditional job, but I liked how he treated me. But in the end, there were certain things that I was unhappy about, and I couldn't sacrifice. In relationships, I feel like being the woman that I am, I was asked to submit. And personally, I don't have a problem being submissive. But men, like, you have to have something for me to submit to. Like I can't submit to a man that's not pulling his weight in a relationship. Like if you're not doing the best that you can, if you're not giving me the time that I feel like I deserve, and you can't really voice why you can't do that, then I can't be submissive at all. It's bad enough I'm hard-headed. I have my own opinion about a lot of things, and you know, sometimes when you really like somebody, you hold back and you don't make those opinions known because you don't want to hurt feelings. But at the same time, like if I'm in a relationship with somebody, like I need them to be able to handle me. I need them to be able to know me. And what it comes from is being a friend. And I feel like another thing with relationships and rushing into things and them not working is exactly that, rushing into things, not paying attention to certain signs up front. What we do when we meet somebody that generally meets our expectations of what we would want to see in our husband. We have a little checklist in our head and we start checking everything off, checking it off, checking it off. And as he's talking, we're telling him, this is him. I know this is him. He's the one. He's the one. And then you have some other things that happen, and he goes from being the one, and then you're definitely like, he's the one. So when you've built up this expectation of what somebody is or seems to be in your head, and then they slowly start to fall down on that list of things that you look for in a relationship, we then choose the fight or flight mode. We fight for things that aren't worth fighting for. We fight for standards that are not to our expectations, just to feel how we used to feel when we thought they contained all of those characteristics of the person or the man that we wanted them to be. So that's the fight. Now the flight is you evaluate everything in that relationship, the red flags that you've seen, your standards, the future, and you take off based on the fact that that person is not who you want them to be. You're not going to change them, and guess what? You're not close enough as friends to work through any issues that you've had. So that's a combination of not getting to know someone you're in a relationship with, and then allowing yourself to be disappointed because we overlook so many things, and then realizing that they don't meet our standards. And most of those men, or some of them that begin to meet our standards at first, and then we realize that they're not the one, they've left there. If they're the ones that leave, if they've been distracted by somebody else, we look at it like, oh, you left your 80 for a 20 that doesn't contain half of the things that the 80 had, but they had 20% of something that they were missing in the relationship with you, so they had to leave. And I see this happening so many times with a lot of my friends. They see somebody, he has it going on, he has everything that we would want and need in a relationship, and then we realize that he wasn't it. He just wasn't it. And so I believe all these things can be alleviated by us taking the time to get to know somebody in a relationship and figuring out if that's the person that we really want to be with, if that's somebody we really want to share intimate details of our life with. To not give it up is quick. I believe you should know as much about somebody as possible before you sleep with them. Sleeping with somebody escalates things so much further than what they may actually be. It opens yourself to vulnerability and to getting your feelings hurt a little bit faster. So I'd say wait a little bit longer. Don't lower your standards, but get to know somebody so you'll know if they even fit your standards in the first place. So that is my little breakdown on relationships and getting married and the 80-20 rule and expectations. I feel like every female that grew up with your dad, like I'm a princess and I'm supposed to be treated as such. And if not, then so a lot of us women feel like we're good women. We go the extra mile for that man that we decide to go into a relationship with. It's just being more selective about who that person is that you go your extra mile for. And those are my opinions. Follow up coming soon. I'm going to sleep. Good night.